traffic, long weekend. Okay, so welcome back to DMAC Customs on YouTube. Dave here in the garage, Area 51. Bomb truck's outside, just in case you're wondering. This is kind of like part 2 of the window regulators. So this is going to be the install, essentially, of the window regulators and reassembly of the quarter window pieces and mechanisms and stuff. If you watched the last video, you saw that that was all going flat and blushing, and it kind of largely still has. Well, one side did anyway, but anyway, that's all right. So hopefully this go around we'll be getting these regulators in and figuring out how they all work and figuring out all the fasteners and stuff that I've got, and you know, the old stuff and the new stuff and whatnot. And yeah, so let's just get at it. Okay, since it's actually still the same day as my last video, that stuff is still fairly soft and I can't mess with it just yet, so we're going to be working on the window regulators. Now last night I came down and I installed this one just to see how they work, and you know, it works. But in doing that, I figured out the one piece I'm missing is one of those, so I've got to make a new one of these for this side over there. So that's going to be the first thing on the agenda today, is to try and make one of these pieces. So I'll just take this one back out and then we'll set about making one of those, and then we can get both the rear regulators in, and yeah, we can go from there. So that, but I'll give you a rundown on how they go in and stuff when we get that far. It was a bit of a fluke actually that I got this one in place, so hopefully the second one will go as good. Okay, so this is the little bit of track that I only have one of. I don't know why. I've been through all the boxes and crap out the back 3 or 4 times each, and I cannot find another one of these. So it seems I've got everything else. These are, that's for the other rear, and these two are for the front. And of course we've got the other bits and pieces. And I did find that bit of chrome trim I was looking for. Stainless yesterday. I put it in this bag for some reason with the right hand door fasteners, and it's all my left hand door shit, and then this is the new stuff that come with the car. So it looks like this might be all the screws for holding the window channels to the track, and these nuts here might be replacements for those down there, and bugger if I know what the rest of the screws are for. But we've got lots of screws in that anyway. But anyway, we're going to make one of these. Got to figure out what I'm going to make it with. I've got some, both barrels. Oh, what's that? That might do actually. It's not quite panel steel, but it's not. It's a little bit thicker than what we got, but I reckon that'll be alright. Just take a measure of the inside of this. 24 millimeters to the inside, which is about 1 inch. So I want that inside measurement because of the way I'm thinking I'm going to have to do this. Not quite sure how I'll cut these slots in it yet. I'd have to drill a couple of holes and wallow them out and things, just for a little bit of adjustment. So I want to cut some bits for the sides, so we're looking that, so that's 10 millimeters that way, that's 7 that way. But I'll cut this bit first and then we'll cut our side bits. Okay, 10 plus 7. Yeah, so we might need another couple of pieces at about 15 mil, and then put a fold in. So, but I'll cut that. Okay, so got that little bit cut, but I was just looking at that there. Probably can't see it because of the exterior light. If you look at that there, that's been folded round and squished, so it kind of ends up being thicker. And so quick measure of that gives me, it's about 2.5 millimeters, so it's not quite an 1/8. If I use this, which is, you know, fine for the base, but probably not so much for that return, it's gonna be maybe a little thin if I just had that like that, and I just cannot get it to fold over neatly. So I'm going to use some thicker steel. I've got some 2mm plate sheet steel. This is 2mm, so I'm going to cut some bits of that to make the sides. Doesn't matter if the sides are a little heavier, as long as that return is heavier, I reckon, just for the, you know, just a bit thicker. So whether I cut some stuff oversized and then try to fold it, which would probably be easier, and then trim it up. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll cut a piece, fold it, and then trim it. Yeah, cut a piece about 180, and maybe about that sort of width, and then I can cut it down once I've folded it. Yeah, makes sense. Cut that. Just as I was cutting that, I'd watched a video last night, or no, the other night, from Puddin's Fab Shop, and Puddin got some steel in his eye with glasses on. He had his side shielded safety glasses and stuff on, and I've done that before myself. And as I was cutting that, I was thinking, where should I be to avoid these sparks? Just as a piece came up, hit me, and just got me in the eye. Not bad, like it didn't, I don't think it got in there, but you know, even with these things on, man, it gets in and it bounces under. And I've done it 3 times now. I've had to have stuff taken out of my eye. One time I had face shield on, like one of these things, and glasses, and it hit me in the chest, and I seen this little spark hit the chest, hit the thing, hit my cheek, hit the glasses, and then in the eye. And I had to go and get that scraped out and stuff like that. And so yeah, just a, you know, I don't know what's better, PPE or no PPE, squinting. Even with safety stuff, PPE or whatever you want to call it, you can't be complacent with it, eh? It could still get you. Just because you got stuff on doesn't mean it can't still bounce around and shit like that. So just keep that in mind, fellas, when you're grinding and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll come over to my little brake here and see if we can put a fold in this. This might be a bit on the heavy side. I think this is only rated to 1.2 or something. Give it a try. Put about half and half in there. Just squaring it up against the edge. Oh, it might not work. No, it's not a very nice fold. Might go and finish that up on the vise, I think. Yeah, my little brake that I've got over there is just like a sheet metal box pan folder, and it's only really capable of doing panel steel. Anything heavier is just beyond it, you know. So I'm just putting a line on there so I can line that up with the jaws on the vise. Okay, so not pretty, but we'll clean it up. But what I want to do now is start cutting it down to size. So I'll cut it that much off it. I just had a thought, I could have actually done this fold in my brake, but with my press, but I don't know whether I would have got a very kind of sharp edge, but probably would have been nicer than just beating it with a hammer. Alright, so I'll trim that off. So next step, I want to trim this down, so we want 7mm. Okay, next up is to cut these two pieces to length. About there. Oh no, that's be right. So I'll cut that just over the line will be good. Alright, so punching the holes, I'm going to drill these holes now. Probably be easier while it's off, or it won't make any difference, but if I screw it up after I've welded it, then I've got to start again. So I'll drill these holes. Okay, so just got back from Shelby Wright Milling Company and got them to mill these holes in here for us. They're a bit rough. Kind of oblongy, but they'll work. I think I managed to get it out. Don't quite know how. Thought I was being super accurate when I cut that. It's about a millimetre out at that end, so I'm just going to square this up a bit. Okay, so this is how I'm planning on tacking this together, well, one side of it anyway. Measured a couple of little marks here, should be 20mm from each end. So I'm going to balance this precariously on here while I try to tack it with the TIG, which is probably kind of asking for trouble, but that's my plan anyway. So I should be able to just do a little fusion tack on those, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to set the other side up, that side. Okay, that's what I love about fusion welding, when you've got new steel and clean steel. It's just like, that's going to take minimal cleanup. I really probably don't have to do much to that at all. I'll maybe just clean up the edges and just leave those exposed. So I just got to let that cool off, and then I can do a final kind of whiz around with the roll up, make sure the distance between here and here is still correct. Make sure that, you know, the what do you call it, the rollers don't kind of bind in there, and yeah, and then that's that little bit done, other than some paint on it maybe. Okay, so that's pretty much my piece done. Just looking inside, just making sure I've got penetration on the inside, and for the most part I have. It looks a bit wet because I just squirted it under the tap just to cool it down so I can handle it. But yeah, no, she looks all good. She's a little bit tight, but I'm gonna go over it with a roll up and just give it a tidy up. One of these is a little bit shorter than the other one. I didn't notice that, but I should have squared them up together and squared them up, but I might be able to tidy that up with a roll up. Also want to, with the roll up, kind of, you can see how these flare out slightly, so I'll grind a little flare into them as well. A little bit of porosity on the ends of that first weld. Not sure why, but might have been a bit of crap on, yeah, this bit of rust, something. I don't know, but yeah, they come up nice. Sweet, so last little thing, just after roll locking that, I just wanted to take the kind of sharp corner off the inside in there, you know what I mean, just so it's not sharp. Makes sense. But yeah, so that's my little piece. I didn't bother kind of like flushing those welds out completely. They're going to be fine, and because it's going to be door panels and shit over the top of it anyway, and you know, other than my my huckery boring job, I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, I'll go and test it first. I was going to say I'll go and get some primer on it, but then I decided I needed to test it first. Okay. What's going on here? What's that? Maybe I need to take a bit more off that inner edge. Okay, it went on that way. I'll just try it and see if it binds. Seem to bind, but might take a little bit more off that inside edge. I thought it was good. Yeah, I think she definitely needs a bit more taken out of that. Other than that, we should be alright. Oh yeah, heaps better. Right, so now I can paint that. I have to put away some stuff and we'll get that into some primer. Actually, I might squirt a little bit of primer on that, clean up, and then we can start on regulators over there. Okay, so just got a bit of that metal hammer finish on there, just to sort of seal it. Didn't go too hard trying to get it into the grooves because the rollers will kind of probably affect that. Right, where's that other regulator? Oh, it's over there. So got some stuff to put this regulator in. I'm going to put the other one of those in. How many of these do I need? 6. Oh yeah, so I've got all 6. So I need a handle. Steal that one. Really want these out the way. So start with the regulator. Yeah, these go in pretty straightforward. I wonder if I should looby-dooby it now, or I'm going to just get covered in it. Chuck a little bit in there. This thing goes like a cannon. Ah, yeah. I'll chuck a little bit in there to start with. Maybe a little bit. It's really runny, this white grease. Anyway, that goes in. So, and then I need to do this some way. How did I do it yesterday? Oh, now it's stuck. Maybe I need to start that way. embarrassing. That. I know what I forgot. I forgot the cover. Okay, got the cover. Reset the battery on the bloody GoPro. So that's just going to go over the top of that. Not sure whether there's supposed to be like a little foam doohickey under there, but there was remnants of one on one of the regulators. I think it was one of the door regulators. Line up. That started. These are quite short, these screws, but they're all good once you get them going. Leave that out there because this goes on here. Do a bit of a God, this thing, man. Spraying lithium grease everywhere. There we go, that's better. Wiped off. And then these just go in here, like that. Of adjustment in that, so we won't be able to sort of finalize that until we've got some glass in there and we need to do some adjusting on it. Okay, so I just finished cleaning off the rest of the lithium grease that just shot all over the place before. Onto my other bracketry that I've got stored in here. That I'm still not sure what some of it's for, but I don't want grease all over it. Okay, so there's just this last piece to go. Now that's the bit of track that the window frame actually bolts onto. So there's a little bit of a shenanigans to get that into position. Just chuck a bit of lithium grease on the rollers. If you look down in here, see in there, just trying to do this one-handed, not ideal. Hang on, I've got to put you guys down. Anyway, this then goes onto that other roller. There, just like that, one-handed. That's how easy it is to do. So that sits about there, and these cutaways are there so you can get to the screws that hold it on. Just like that. Ta-da! Easy. Okay, so door regulators. Now I can't remember, or I can't really sort of find anything that specifically says what order to do things in, but been from memory, which is sketchy at the best of times, I think I took the regulators out last, so in theory that means they go back in first. Now I did have written on these regulators which was which, but then I promptly cleaned it off when I was cleaning them up. So looking at them, it goes in those holes there, that's obviously coming down too low, so I think that one is for the other side. You see that? See? Bolt it up like that. That's got to go up into those. So that's not the right one. So this one, that's bolted up into there. And I would say that arm into there, so that'll be bolted through there on the inside. It'll be on there, like so. That making sense? Yeah? Okay, so now we've just got to wrangle that in, because inside behind here is this ledge. But before I do that, there's a little rubber stop that I need to fish out from out the back. I'll put that in there, I think. Yeah, because it hasn't got one. Okay, down in there, hopefully you can see in there, there's a little rubber stopper goes in that hole. Try and get that in there. For some reason this one was missing, but here we go. Just like that. Yeah, can you see better now? Just that there. Pinch those up now. Now, last thing to do on this side is just put this doohickey on again. Yeah, that way. Same sort of deal as last time. I wound the window up to the top. And just like that. It just sits there until the glass goes in. Okay, so that's all the regulators in. That's that side done. I've even put the little piece we made before in there, and that works just fine. Actually, this is probably the smoothest out of all of them. The rest of them are all a little bit clunky. That one was making some weird ratchety noises. This one here might have a bad tooth. It's right going down, coming up. It's might be in for a rebuild kit at some point. I'll get a better idea once there's kind of glass and more resistance and stuff in there. It's in for now. I couldn't see anything when I tested them on the bench yesterday. I couldn't see anything that was kind of gave me any concern, whereas now that it's in there, it's making that weird noise. So but anyway, so we'll get ahead and start dealing with some of this stuff. Okay, so this one goes up here. Now these are just held in with that little slider clip which clips into there. So we just put that into place and give it a push, just like that. So that's all that holds that in there. And then the obviously the quarter window kind of keeps it in there. So I think I may have to drill through one of them, because as you know, it's typical, they're two different styles. So that one goes like that. And I think one of my, yeah, so I'm gonna have to drill through that, because these two holes here go into my quarter window. So if I set all that up, I mustn't have had that in place. hopefully it's not going to foul everything up, but yeah, I have to drill through those ones as well. That's alright, I'll do that now before I forget. So this is the quarter vent window, or the vent window kit from Steel Rubber Products. These are these two little rivets I mentioned earlier, so don't lose those. Nothing else in there. Pretty sure it's from Steel Rubber Products. Super soft. Front hard door vent rubber, excluding convertible hard top. So it's got instructions. Don't really tell you much. You got to cut slots somewhere, 1/8 inch apart. Not quite sure where that is. Don't know why they didn't just do it. So you got the curvy bit, and the vertical strip. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. This is the old do a roof chop. They said be mean. This is the roof chop was easy. This is the shit that gets hard. Trying to figure out how to make stuff like this work again. You go and change shit around, and nothing will fit anymore, you know. So I think it's back here that I need to do some cuts, but I won't do it just yet because I've got to figure this out. See, when I chopped this thing, I took some material out of here and welded this back together, which brought that down. These obviously fit a certain way. Now I fluked it and got the right rubber for the right side, I think. I tried that one on here and nothing seemed to work. Well, I kind of did, but it's just another story. So when I chopped these down to now fit the shorter doors, I took some material out of here. I cut a certain amount out of here. I've actually got that pieces probably in here, so it's probably like that bit there. So that means about 30 millimeters, an inch and a bit. That hinge isn't going to line up to where this all has to change direction, sort of thing. So what I've got to try and figure out how to do is how to make this hinge now fit through here somewhere and work, if you know what I mean. So I don't know how that's gonna be. And then obviously we'll have to trim off the excess up here, which is, you know, what I kind of figured. But weird kind of cuts at the end, but I don't quite know how all that works, how it all works with this. Yeah, I don't know. But I might actually dig this out and see how much I did cut off of these. So that's off the posts, and so that's off those, off the trim, off the window. I don't know why there's, this is why I kept these, I think. So if I can measure that basically, and then measure down from here and try and reproduce this area by kind of cutting up this, it should work in theory. Maybe I'll get a pencil. All my little bits. Even keeping that has been hopefully helpful. So that's my, got 33 millimeters plus cutting disc, so we're probably closer to 36 millimeters, which is, you know, just under 1.5 inches roughly, 1.70 inch something to other others. So with all that being said, if I come down, what did I say? 30, so if we go say 36, that'd be the top of the slit. How long is the slit? It's 15 mil. There. So that's basically, I need to kind of slice that off like so, I think. Could I do that? Will it look? I won't have that little tab there, but so what do? Leap in both feet. Probably do a new blade, I think. Alright, so now it's still got a bit of a rivet there. Let's see if we can take a bit more of that off. Yeah, it should be alright, I think. It's not the prettiest, but I mean, crikey, if you're looking that close, you got bigger issues than 36, 15, right through there. Got it. Right. So hopefully that'll do it. And that'll just be what it is, I think. With any luck. Let's have a look. Could actually come back a bit further, I reckon. This will get you in the ballpark, I think. Make sure I am doing the right side. It goes in there like so. And yeah. Open, closed, open, closed, open, closed, open, closed. Yep, I think. Alright, I think I do need to come back a bit further, a little bit more. Noisy plane. Okay, so that's how it's kind of landing. I think it'll be alright. Might get a little bit of leakage here or something, or a bit of a draft, but it is what it is. It's probably as good as we're going to get it. This is what they're talking about, cutting in the back, cutting a few slices in the back of there to stop that wrinkle from happening. So I've still got to do that yet. I just wanted to see if I could fit it all up with my cut in place. So with that kind of being done, I want to now, I wonder if I should, no, that'll be right. Take that back out. I might measure that off and write that down somewhere so I can hopefully do the other side the same. But yeah, I think it'll work. And as for trimming it off, well, I don't really know where to trim it is the problem. I wonder if I have to trim it somehow. I don't know, like where does that normally tuck into? Does that normally tuck into that there somehow? Which is inside? That's the inside, I think. So if that's going there, oh, yeah, so pretty much trim it back to that edge, I reckon. Maybe leave it a little bit more out the front. Anyway, we'll take it out again and do the notches in there. I might mark that. I think that's it. Check it out. So I've got that in, and I think it's all correct. Haven't put the rivet in yet. That apparently is a two-man job, but I'm going to try and do it one-manded. Yeah, that's right, eh? I think that's right. Anyway, let's have a look at this rivet. I don't quite know how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll investigate the rivets and see exactly what they are. And they've got a little, they're kind of drilled out or whatever. It's going to go down in there like so. I need to hit it. Do I need to drill this out? Oh no, there we go. Sweet, that pushes in alright. So now I've got to figure out a way to flare that, which I might just use a centre punch somehow. Got this back together, a wee rivet in there. I just used a, balanced it on the vise. Had a little bit of help from Carl from Bunny's Garage. He came helped me hold it steady, and I just used a centre punch to flare it, and then this punch to just flatten it, mushroom it a little bit. So that's that back together, and it works, I think. We've got these other little strips that come with the rubber kit that go in here. So because I've cut it down again, I have to trim it up. So I have to trim off the top so that can go in like that. So I just got to mark it. So we're just going to cut it pretty much right next to that. It's got this steel, I should cut it right, I think. Just like that. Beauty. Line up all the holes. It says on the instructions to glue this, but I don't get glue in that. I might need to take a little bit more off of there actually. Just press on there, and then I should just be able to bend those tabs over. Presses in like that, see? Took that off again because this has got to go on first. So that just slides around like that, and then it gets held in place basically with that. So now I've got to put it back on again. Ow. Just like that. What a mission. Looks like this might need to be trimmed as well actually, that end. Because once that goes in there like that, is that gonna work? No, that might be alright. Try it anyways. Okay, whoop, wrong way. Should even get this little mamma jamma in here. I'm not quite sure the best process to do it with the rubber in place now. Big mess happening. Next thing before this has to go in, like I just had that rubber off again because I had the wrong chrome piece on. I had swapped them out for some reason, and that's the piece for this side. I think I decided that this strip here with the chrome edge kind of goes to around about there, maybe just under the window level, and then it will switch to this piece without the chrome edge under there before it can go into the car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to cut this piece of this down. Hopefully I've got this right. Take it about there. And we're going to cut this, maybe just a zip disc. I'll give it a try. And that, in theory, just press in there. Like so. And then, so that's below the window line, I think. Yep, just checked. And then a piece of this one, in theory, should take it the rest of the way. So if we cut it off about there, and that should press in about there, like so. Like that. Not too snug, I might just hammer it a bit. Okay, so this piece goes in here, something like that, and it gets stuck. Oh, I need to trim that. So, probably not going to be able to see that, but got that little screw in there. It's a bit rinky-dink, but this holds it down here, so I've just got to get this adjuster on, which goes into there, and that'll pull it to the door panel, like so. I'm not sure which way is the best way to go with this. I can't remember how it was. There's that, so it's here. I think that's it. No, that can't be right. No, must have go the other way. Hang on, I'll just turn this around. So, because it's got a little screwdriver slot in the end of it, so that's that adjuster locked in, I think, hopefully. Okay, so that's that quarter window in. I think I cocked up when I trimmed back my the rubber. I'm pretty sure I trimmed it at the top, eh? I think I've cut it too short, but it's gonna leave, once there's glass in there, it'll leave a, I don't know how big of a gap will it leave. Where's the glass go? There. Ah, yeah, we'll have a bit of a gap, a bit of a breeze, bit of a whistle. Might be able to kind of rig something up with the offcut, but so that's how you put one of those in, and the regulators and stuff. I've still got to do all of this for the other side yet, so I'll get that done and then we'll check back in, I think. Check it out. You can see where I cut my rubber too short. Well, that's hanging down now. Don't know why. I might need to put a bit of glue or something in there. That doesn't help. This is the little nut and bolt thing that I had to get in up the top here. This all had to be cut and modified and stuff when I chopped all this down for the, you know, the roof chop. So I was kind of always a bit wondering whether I had actually done it correctly. But yeah, she's a bit stiff, but she gets shut. So that's one of them in, and the adjuster is in down the bottom. Took a little bit of figuring out, but we got that in there in the end. I don't know whether you can see it, but yeah, so I haven't painted those yet. I'm just gonna like paint those once everything's on. I might just brush a bit of paint on those, just give them a light scuff and paint them. And I didn't polish these either, but they can be done later. So that template for my glass is probably a little bit large, a little bit big maybe. But yeah, I wonder if I can glue a hunk of rubber back onto that thing. I don't know whether that would work or not. Where's my offcut? It's over here somewhere, or did I throw it away? I don't know. It's offcut for that. Oh, that bit there. Yeah, I might be able to cut a chunk off and glue it. I've gone and fitted this one up. Did it now before I forget how to do it, and I'll make sure not to cut as much. I wonder whether if I actually trim that up when I come to fit this strut as well, you know. So that's the bit, I had that on the wrong piece. That's because they're different from side to side, because different doors from side to side. One's got a flat piece of stainless there, and this one's got this proud piece, and I had it on this piece on the other door strut thing, and of course I had it up the other way, so that wouldn't fit. I don't know how I did that, but I might have had it all back to front when I initially set this thing up. But anyway, it's on now. Probably gonna have to trim that too. Yeah, I had to trim it on the other side. I don't know why I had to trim anything. I'm sure I had this all fitting quite well pre-rubbers, mind you. But yeah, pretty happy with how it's sitting there. Happy with that colour. That's, you know, really not that even noticeable. Managed to scratch the paint just for a change. So that's it for today. Hopefully we'll get back down here tomorrow or the next day, and we'll get that other one fitted up. And yeah, that should be cool. And then then I can start removing the old glass. Actually, I'll show you the old glass. So I've only got one little bit of quarter glass, but you know, she's a bit rough. And this is the rear glass, which is actually intact, but one of them's got like a little chip bullet hole thing in the middle of it, but the door glass is, yeah, she's rough, which makes me nervous about even looking at the rear screen glass, because, you know, it could be equally as ugly, but if it is, I'll try to clean it up the best I can, as long as it's in one piece, because I don't know how easy it would be to get new glass for a 51 fleet line. It's got a slight curve on it. Yeah, front glass you can get, rear glass, don't know. Even the front glass, kind of a bit hit and miss as to whether you can, you know, how much it's going to cost to get and then get it here. So I have got front glass for this, but I haven't really pulled it out, had a good look at it to see what kind of condition it's in. But yeah, we're getting there, so don't worry about that just yet. We'll worry about this stuff here. So yeah, we'll be back in a day or so. And well guys, that's where I'm gonna end this video. Trying to keep them around about an hour ish, and I was editing all of this and I thought it's getting a little long, so I'll cut it off here and we'll do another video on the window channels and stuff, and we might even kind of put that up sort of midweek, somewhere around there, so we'll have 2 in 1 week. Just keep it moving, you know what I'm saying. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment. Hopefully this may have helped someone who's, you know, trying to put this crap back together. I shouldn't say crap, you know, like this finicky stuff, which can be a bit tricky. But yeah, hopefully it's helped someone out, or just giving you guys something to watch and see a bit of progress on the old Area 51 project. Yeah, don't forget we're on the Instagram and the Facebook, and most importantly right here on the YouTube. And if you're still watching at this point, say hi in the comments, just see how many are. But also thank you very much, and until next time, take it easy and peace. So yeah, next video, putting the window channels and fuzzies and stuff on. Fuzzies. Okay, we'll see you then.